This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
Police have arrested 2 people in connection with a robbery and stabbing in Belfast. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A new budget means taxes will be going down in the city of Brewer, and those in support of recovery centers are pushing lawmakers to pass a bill to fund them. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey, Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks across the Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. All right, here we go. We had a little bit of fog in a few spots earlier this morning. The map not as bad, though. Some areas saw some fog, like, the Rockland area earlier. But we're going to be watching for rain that'll be moving in as the day progresses on. Some showers and thunderstorms that will be moving through. No thunderstorms for now, though. We're seeing some lightning, though, off towards sea. As you can see, we've had some lightning bolts over the ocean, but on land it's been all rain for the time being. We're going to be watching for this to continue today and maybe get more lightning bolts on land moving forward with this area low pressure located right about in here, though. That'll be tracking off towards the north and east slowly but surely. So scattered showers and storms will be continuing today and a little bit into tonight, though, before we back things off a bit, but we do have more chances for showers and storms on the way. Here's the chances today. The showers start to back off a bit later on tonight. We have clouds and fog on the way again as we head towards tomorrow morning, along with afternoon chances for showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow. But the wind, not a big deal at all, only at around 5 miles per hour or less in most cases, though. So we're looking okay even through parts of Friday evening. So again, at least the wind, not a big issue overall. So for today, the lower 70s, scattered showers and thunderstorms on the way, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, though, showing temperatures in the 60s and 70s with chances for some showers and thunderstorms. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. The search has ended for 2 people accused of carrying out a brutal robbery in Belfast. Acting on a tip, police located the 2 suspects last night in Bangor and made the arrests. 20-year-old Justin Wilmot and 19-year-old Isabella Noy, both from Fitchburg, Massachusetts. Police believe the pair who robbed a man early Monday morning and stabbed him multiple times. The victim says it happened near a wooded trail and encampment west of Route 1 near the CMP power lines. Chief Robert Cormier says the incident is a reminder to stay safe on Maine's trails and avoid hiking alone.
If you're out hiking and you notice something that doesn't look right and it doesn't feel right, the best thing to do is try to get to a place of safety and call us. We'd rather come out and have it be nothing than have someone get hurt.
Justin Wilmot is now charged with attempted murder, elevated aggravated assault, armed robbery, and falsifying physical evidence. Isabella Nuwai is charged with armed robbery, criminal conspiracy, and falsifying physical evidence. Both are being held at the Waldo County Jail without bail. The victim was taken to Maine Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office says a firefighter and a sheriff's deputy were both assaulted after responding to a fire in Orrington. They say 62-year-old Erlene Morgan, who owned the burning house, was being, quote, agitated and confrontational toward the firefighters trying to extinguish the burning building on Tuesday night. When the firefighters tried to gain entry to the home, Morgan allegedly pushed them out of the way. The sheriff's office says a deputy tried to de-escalate the situation, but when the deputy tried to escort Morgan away from the fire, she allegedly punched him in the face and later bit his forearm. The deputy was treated at the hospital for his injuries. Morgan was arrested and transported to the Penobscot County Jail. She's being charged with assault on an officer, refusing to submit to arrest, assault, and obstructing government administration. A federal judge in Bangor has dismissed a sexual harassment lawsuit against a former district court judge, Charles Budd Jr. In the lawsuit, a female Wellspring Treatment Center employee named Samantha Pike and a District 6 prosecutor named Natasha Irving both accused Budd of sexual harassment during a conference all 3 attended in Nashville in 2022. According to the 26-page decision from Judge Lance Walker, he dismissed the suit against Budd Jr., who you see here, because, quote, the allegations in this case did not describe a plausible quid pro quo or retaliation scenario, end quote. Judge Walker also wrote that the plaintiffs failed to suggest that Budd ever attempted to exert authority over the women's lives or employment prospects. Documents show Natasha Irving alleged Judge Budd sexually propositioned her just a few minutes after meeting her for the first time and did so in front of another colleague while they were at the Nashville conference. Samantha Pike alleged Bud followed her to a hotel room one evening under false pretenses. She also alleged Bud followed her to around several venues at the conference, repeatedly coming up behind her or standing behind her, making her feel uncomfortable and even fearful. It's unclear whether the women plan to appeal the dismissal. The city of Brewer approved its new municipal budget on Tuesday, which included a decrease in property taxes. The property tax rate is set to decrease by 4.7% following the city's approval of a $16.7 million budget. It was made possible thanks to additional school funding from the state and additional municipal revenue sharing funds for the city.
Property values have been growing at a very marked pace in the last few years, and Brewer's been trying to keep up with that because we're a 100% full value community. So we attempt to keep our assessed valuations current with market values.
Purcell says they haven't seen property taxes drop this much since around 2005. However, she says the overall tax base is increasing about 6% due to valuation growth on sales, so some may actually be seeing their increases in tax bills depending on location or condition of their home. If people don't think their property value matches the market value, they're encouraged to talk with the city assessor. Members of the Maine Recovery Advocacy Project joined other Recovery Center representatives at the State House in support of a bill that would help fund these organizations. Matthew Juroncic has the story.
Recovery cannot wait.
Recovery advocates and statewide recovery centers called on legislators in supporting a bill they say would keep these centers open.
Even though we just opened the Hills Recovery Center a few weeks ago, we only have funding to keep the doors open for 2 years.
According to the National Library of Medicine, recovery centers start out funded by either the state or the federal government. Afterwards, they receive funding either through donations or fundraisers. LD 1714 is sponsored by Representative Umbreen Rana of Bangor. It would require 12% of sales and excise tax paid monthly by the cannabis industry to go to recovery centers.
More funding means more outreach. It means more programs. It means that we're able to reach people in those rural areas where there aren't a lot of resources.
There are 19 recovery centers across Maine. Peer-to-Peer Recovery Center is one of the 4 centers that has a contract with the state worth $50,000. The organization's CEO, Ginger Collins, says the funding is simply not enough.
We're basically able to pay our mortgage and our electric, and from there, we have very little to spend.
Others, like the Larry Labonte Recovery Center, have to make tough decisions in order to stay afloat.
We might want to order in T-shirts just to be able to promote ourselves or be able to do events, and the money's just not there to do it. I'd love to see us be able to have more hours open and everything else, but it's just not feasible. The budget's not there. The money's not there.
Representative Rana says LD 1714 is expected to be voted on by the House and Senate within the next few weeks. In Augusta, Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, a group is working hard to get a little bit of the state's history back on track. We'll be right back.
I've been in a few accidents and had surgery on my right foot first and contracted a blood disorder. I had quite a few seizures after that and then had a massive stroke. That was a really rough time in my life. Donna has helped me through so much. She knew exactly what I was going through, and she made sure that I had nurses in my home. She helps me with all of my medications. She coordinates all my rides to any facility I need to go to. She talks to my doctors personally. Thanks to Donna, I'm sitting in my own home and I'm getting the care I need and I'm getting all the therapy I need. It's made my life tremendously easier.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Donna?
I am okay. How's your morning been? You're not overdoing, are you?
No, I'm not overdoing it.
Okay, remember you are in recovery. You come first.
She gives me hope. She gives me faith. She puts a smile on my face every time I talk to her. I call her my second sister, and I've never even met her. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh my goodness.
Well, it is good to meet you.
I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me.
That's what I'm here for. I love being able to make your life easier when I can and get you the care you need.
And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll never forget you.
Never forget you either, buddy.
If I didn't have Donna in my life, I don't think that I'd be sitting where I'm sitting right now.
That's me before Dawn Power Wash. Now Power Wash gives me the power of an overnight soak in minutes, with 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that help break down, loosen, and lift away food and grease. So much faster. It's more than soap. It's Power Wash.
Febreze. Hate it when a car freshener hits you with an overwhelming blast of perfume? Febreze car vent clips work differently. Febreze gives you consistent freshness that starts just right and stays just right for 40 days. Upgrade to Febreze car.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Mainers who head to the polls this fall will have the option of deciding on a new state flag. The choice, either keep the current blue flag or change it to an interpretation of the original 1901 version. Asia Reed has the story.
Every week, Maine Flag Company makes 125 sewn products in 25 different types of flags. This one, which can be seen flying from many Maine homes, is one of them. Contrary to popular belief, that flag wasn't designed more than 120 years ago. It was created just 8 years ago.
We don't really have an original flag from 1901. That artifact doesn't exist.
Maine Flag co-owner Bethany Field says all that was left behind was a description of a tan flag with a pine tree in the center and a polar star. This flag, created in 2015, is the company's interpretation of that. Field says there are many variations of the flag that have been created. Her company used a different one 10 years ago, based on the 1939 flag.
We actually started with Maine's other official flag. It's the Maine Merchant and Marine flag.
Mainers might get to vote on what the state flag should be. A referendum question could be on November's ballot, asking if folks want to replace the current flag. The official design of what a new flag could look like is still up for debate. It could look similar to Maine Flag Company's depiction, or it could look a little more lifelike. That's up to the Secretary of State.
One company utilizes the more modern-looking 1939 version of the tree. Another company utilizes a more lifelike version.
So why give an option to change back to the original flag?
I've seen this flag on more houses and in other iterations throughout the state.
Field agrees and says the current one is a little bland.
Right now, it sort of blends into, another 12 or 14 that look very similar.
The House and Senate have both passed a bill on the language of the referendum question. Now it goes to the governor's office. If she signs it, it will be on the November ballot.
A piece of history is on display at the Bangor Historical Society in commemoration of the 160th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation. A lithograph, a copy of this, has been put on display for the upcoming season at the Historical Society. The document is a large facsimile of the final manuscript of the Emancipation Proclamation, along with a letter from President Abraham Lincoln to the organizers of the Northwestern Sanitary Fair in Chicago. Historians say it was used to raise funds for the U.S. Sanitary Commission and the Soldiers' Home in Chicago. The original document burned in the Great Chicago Fire in 1871.
There were some photographs of the original, so you do have the exact original copy, but I mean, when we're talking about photography in the 1860s, it's not what it is today, but I mean, very great foresight to, make sure that they did photograph the original.
Documents will be on display at the Thomas A. Hill House in Bangor during the 2023 season. For more information, visit BangorHistoricalSociety.org. And a group of Mainers are working hard to get an important piece of the state's history back on track. Devin Dagnalt takes us there.
And it's almost unbelievable, the number of people who are out very early this morning with their cameras, and people who are just down to take a look at locomotive 470, all tricked up and looking like $4 million.
On June 13th, 1954, Maine Central Railroad Engine 470 made its last trip from Portland to Bangor.
69 years later, the New England Steam Corporation is working hard to restore it so it can make a few more scenic trips.
Hi, my name's Leverett Fernald. I am Chief Mechanical Officer and President of New England Steam Corporation.
Since 2016, New England Steam has gone back and forth between raising money for the restoration and actually working on it. Despite the obstacles they have overcome and the ones still remaining in their way, the group remains undeterred and plans on having the locomotive eventually join the Down East Scenic Railroad system.
All of us with New England Steam feel this is an important part of the history of the state of Maine and the Maine Central Railroad. This was once a very important part of our transportation system, and we feel that it deserves to be preserved and deserves to be operated again.
Say, would it be possible by any chance to get a blast on that whistle? Wonderful, wonderful sound.
Fernald says restoring the train is about more than just having an old set of wheels on the tracks. It's about honoring the legacy of railroad workers from years past.
You think of all the people that it took to do all of that, and they made it happen.
Tell me from a railroader's standpoint, and a fellow like yourself, how long have you been in railroading, Mr. Moore?
Ever since 1917. It's hard to appreciate that when none of this stuff is left around to observe, and we kind of hope to preserve that part of it.
Due to funding constraints, Fernald isn't sure when the train will be operational, but he does know what it will take.
If somebody handed us $1 million right now, we could probably have this done in 5 years or less.
If you happen to have $1 million or just some spare cash lying around, donations can be made at newenglandsteam.org. In Hancock, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
American Legion Post 200 in Herman commemorated Flag Day with a ceremony retiring flags. The annual ceremony dates back generations, where veterans took damaged and unused flags and properly retire them. Surrounded by local first responders, this ceremony gives each flag's history and a quiet ending.
Everybody's looking at the way we're treating these flags. It gives you memories of past wars, of past reasons why we fly the flag, and it lets us just feel like we've given closure.
After the ceremony ends, the flag's ashes are burned in various locations, but never in a place that will be disturbed by outside sources. All this rain could be having a silver lining when it comes to an unwanted summer guest. We'll have the details when we return.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Bayside Liquors, offering a wide array of local craft beers, quality wines, and an amazing collection of great spirits. Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. University of Maine Early College, tuition-free online courses for high school students. umaine.edu/early college.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Now to encouraging news about the economy and ongoing efforts to stem inflation. A Labor Department report shows another slight dip in inflation as the Federal Reserve moves to hold off on raising its benchmark and interest rate, at least for now. ABC's Justin Finch is in Washington with a look at what it means for you and your money.
After the Federal Reserve wrapped its June meeting with a decision to freeze its benchmark interest rate, Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaling more hikes are likely.
Looking ahead, nearly all committee participants view it as likely that some further rate increases will be appropriate this year to bring inflation down to 2% over time.
The June pause follows 10 straight interest rate hikes since March 2022, raising borrowing rates and nearly doubling mortgage rates. Average credit card interest rates jumping to a new record. The Fed's decision comes as we're getting a closer look at the latest consumer price index, an inflation gauge measuring the change in prices Americans pay for goods and services. The CPI for May shows a 4% increase compared to a year ago, a big improvement over the 9% peak rate last June. Moody's Analytics finds American households are still paying more than $260 each month on average for the same daily essentials compared to this time last year. Despite that, consumers are still spending and new job creation remains solid.
The labor market, I think, has surprised many, if not all, analysts over the last couple of years with its extraordinary resilience.
Financial analysts expect the Fed will closely consider U.S. labor market and inflation trends at its next rate hike meeting.
If we don't see continued improvement on the inflation front and some of the easing in the labor market, if we don't see both of those things, the Fed is likely to be back in the game of raising interest rates.
The White House calls that May consumer price index good news for hardworking families, but says there's still more work to do to improve the economy.
A drink a day could keep a heart attack away. That's according to a new study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Light to moderate alcohol consumption may lead to less stress in the brain and ultimately lower heart disease risk. Researchers found women who have 1 drink per day and men who have 1 to 2 showed reduced stress signaling to the brain. More stress can drive up blood pressure and increase heart rate. If stress is chronic, it could lead to heightened risk of hypertension, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, among other things. Although cardiologists warn alcohol moderation is key, in the study, dangers associated with high alcohol consumption, described as more than 14 drinks per week, could include the risk of heart attack and decreased brain activity. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Did you know, unless you treat dandruff regularly, it will keep coming back? Try Head & Shoulders shampoo. Dandruff is caused by irritation to a germ that lives on everyone's scalp. Unlike regular shampoo, Head & Shoulders contains zinc pyrithione, which fights the dandruff-causing germ and helps prevent it from coming back. It's gentle on hair and provides up to 100% dandruff protection, clinically proven. Try Head & Shoulders shampoo and conditioner. For best results, use with every wash. This has been Medifax for Head & Shoulders.
This is our latest hearing aid, packed with 20th century technology. Why beige? To blend in. You know, so it's almost invisible.
You mean like this?
How did you do that?
This Father's Day, save $360 on Eargo 7.
Step inside. Sit back. Kick back. Make yourself comfy. Make yourself cozy. Make life simple by choosing Patriot Homes to build and customize your new modular home. From decks, kitchen, and baths, remodeling garages, roofing, and siding. Let us help you design, plan, and build your dream home today. At your door and at your service, Patriot Homes, Eastern Maine's premier home builder.
Taylor Events and Equipment Rental in Bangor for all your wedding and events. Tents, tables, chairs, and more. Also, see us for your home project equipment rentals. Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
The brown-tailed moth population might be lower in some areas this year. That's according to a Maine Forest Service entomologist who says they've noticed wet conditions have led to higher mortality rates for the caterpillars on Eagle Island and Harpswell. He says those conditions are optimal for a type of fungus and virus that kills the insects. They haven't noticed it yet inland, but he does rule out the possibility of it happening there. If you notice the caterpillars or moths in your area, there are a few things you can do.
If you see them crawling on the side of your house or on your deck, if you have a wet, dry shop vac with a good HEPA filter in it, put a couple inches of soapy water in the bottom, and you should be able to suck them up and dispose of them that way without really exposing yourself to the hairs.
He says leaving your outside lights off in the summer can also help reduce their prevalence in your backyard. He does note multiple Maine counties, Waldo, Penobscot, and Androscoggin, are most subject to a higher moth population. And now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are Paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. All right, it's good things rolling out here, though. The fog, not as bad, though. We had a little bit near Rockland earlier this morning and a few other spots as well. Thankfully, not as widespread, so we should have been okay this morning. I'm sure your wipers are probably working for a few of you out there today as we're watching some showers and even a few thunderstorms in a few spots this morning. We've had a little bit of lightning over the ocean and even some lightning in parts of Canada as well. Hopefully, those thunderstorms are hitting the areas that are dealing with that fire right now, too. Those fires across parts of Canada. But for now, though, we're really seeing some showers and storms in our neck of the woods, too. Let's zoom things out right now and give you the bigger picture. Here's the area low pressure right here that's giving us all the showers and storms today. We'll try to move that away soon. There's more action off to the north and west. We'll be watching for more showers and storms throughout the next several days, as well as our pattern continues to remain rather wet. So moving forward, though, again, showers and storms on the way. The showers back off a bit later on tonight, though, allowing some fog and maybe a few clouds to stick around for the most part, though, as we head towards Friday, starting off dry, but scattered showers and storms arriving for the afternoon period. Most of it along to the west of Bangor, but a few showers can stretch to the east as well, especially later into the evening period, though. And again, we'll keep the chances for showers and maybe a few thunderstorms going into parts of Saturday, too. Otherwise, though, here's the rainfall. At least for today, though, nothing meaningful, though. Maybe some locally higher amounts, and this is on top of what's already fallen this morning, I will stress as well. Maybe some locally higher amounts, up to a tenth to 2 tenths, but most areas, not very much rain expected for the next little while yet, at least through midnight tonight. We're running this all the way through at least Sunday into Monday, maybe an inch or at least an inch of rain, if not more, possible before we're all finished. So some decent rainfall on the way, though, across the area. Our average high temperature is 75 degrees, lower to middle 70s on the way today and tomorrow, upper 60s for Saturday. We cool off even more Sunday before we start to warm up Monday near Tuesday, and upper 70s return as we head towards Wednesday. Let's talk about the dew points. They'll be up, excuse me, to the lower to middle 60s over the next few days, though, before we back things off a bit as we head towards Saturday and improving Sunday, Monday, and also in your Tuesday. Your forecast for today, lower 70s, scattered showers and thunderstorms with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Backing off tonight, though, showers early, lows in the middle 50s, some areas of dense fog on the way with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers and thunderstorms, northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. Your Paramount Paving extended forecast. So here we go. More showers on the way Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures in the 60s. Father's Day looking rather wet. Now, a small chance for rain on Monday. Highs in the mid-60s.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.